The mic is now on. Welcome back to Resident Evil. Capcom and Company Limited 1996, re-released 2014, or Rise Preserved. Look how God's on his side. In the game. Do you hear the poison yet? Trace it back to the source, their antenna. Fear can't kill you, but look at how you're being judged. A picture of two knights striking each other. The short sword has been thrust into the breast of one knight, while the long sword has pierced the head of the other. Now, understanding that you are from outer space, and you are a transgender, naturally the man you fornicated with, or whatever he is at 5428, that's you two. And now look who's sitting right there, the director of that mansion, and some man with some type of robes that I may not be familiar with. You know, sometimes the biggest thing you might have never known is that we can be parallel, but we know who we are. So, interpret that and check your own mind. Don't rely on me. And do not ever think that this is any voice other than a human's. If you think more than that, you know too much. And if you got it from the people that live next door on a planet without 5432, West Gray Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60641, you know what time it is. Just like in this game. Gotta clean houses. Why do you hate the U.S. Marshals so much? Bro, their old feed. Look how many times she's fucked with people. She says brother, so she is a tranny. A large bird cage. There's a dead raven inside. Burn the bodies, let these guys stand up again. There's a corpse collapsed on the floor like it was an instant death. What the hell happened in the mansion? Joe Valentine, this is still the voice of Anthony Brita. If you hear anything here, they're using subliminals, and they are Marxist, Leninist ideologies that have fallen. The rest of the world has moved to the 21st century. We're in 2024. It seems we have some antiquated items that keep on trying to come back, thanks to Ronald Reagan's evil empire speech. He didn't take shots at Russia. Christianity's making a comeback. He didn't take shots at the Judaistic and Jesuit community. and Mormons and Hinduism and God, translations thereof. But you know what? You can't hide behind what you call a fairy tale and then flip-flop saying that you are the one that's gonna to nominate members of civilian sectors up to upper echelons of government, especially if you were caught shape-shifting you, just the house next door, into a man just to get away with homosexual ideation and desires. That's why I found it odd when she said on Ring camera in the back that she's gay for quote-unquote YEWAH, the op I said in 2021 that she knew information on from 2009, before I created that, before being inspired by Jesus. Just weird. Since then I knew she was a tranny. And transsexuals have no place in my faith, Mormonism. Especially not that woman. There will be signs. Remember the people that killed a lot? They heard you, Joe, but they can't touch you. Remember the people that haunted a lot? The 1980s murders of before my time. Why would she take it upon herself to feel guilt for that, unless she was involved? I for the longest time speculated that those prominent member families that had their people, women mostly, they were all women killed, highly suspect there was a transsexual and a gay man, because they're so filled up with malice. Then I had a prophetic dream one time, very, very recently. This woman, tranny, wanted to take these women as captives, tricked them that they were going to be on a space station, and then executed them one by one because she just couldn't let go of treacherous past reminders of who she was. And the only reason she did it was because she wanted to take me wherever into space, and she just said, make whatever the fuck fly, but guess what? I'm too heavy for you. You came from outer space. I was born on this earth. I will die on this earth. God damn you, woman. Transsexual, whatever you are, at 5430 West Gray Street, Chicago, Illinois 60641. So you're feeling guilty for cannibalism. An emblem of a sword is carved into the lock. There will be signs. Let's test her schizophrenia. A stained glass window. The pattern in the center resembles a woman. I wonder who would have changed something. Is that a stark reminder? Because this is a re-release from 2014. The original one came out in 1996. You can never be too safe. Even right there. Using defensive items such as daggers will allow you to escape momentarily when grabbed by an enemy. However, you will not be able to escape when the enemy grabs you from behind. To equip a defensive item, go to the status screen and then select an item from the defensive item menu, then select the equip command. If your defensive item mode is set to manual in your control settings, you must press L2 to use a defensive item. In other words, no CQC. Know this, I'm not threatened by your voices of damnation. But it was certainly worth exposing why you hate powerful military men and rich men that are still holding on to virtue, because you think that their wealth is gonna, what, spoil them? They're not rotten to the core like you. Not even most women would be. But I need not judge my fellow men and women to such standards, because I'm not perfect. So how the hell would you ever say some stupid shit? Don't ever make a mockery out of prophets. Don't ever make a mockery out of God. Go and have fun. You chose that life, live it. Who ingrained the J word into you? Was it the name of the slave thing that you said controls you on Ring camera? If so, damn that motherfucker. An emblem of armor is carved into the lock. Let's take a look at this picture. An oil painting and a large frame. The paint is dried and cracked. This is one of the main reasons I like playing Resident Evil. It has all these artworks that are real in the real world, and this is how you know the Ordo is very deep. There are Templars, Assassins, Rooks, Knights, and so forth, and so very little time to deal with nuisances like you. Know thyself, treacherous snake. A crumbling tombstone. There's no name or inscription. What pain would you feel about that? Didn't you laugh when I went to visit my uncle today? I stopped along church along the way, but being Mormon doesn't mean I have to reject my Catholic ideals, right? And that pains you so. I don't know why. Let's try to read the tombstones. Why did you think it was funny when I went to visit my uncle? Why were you saying garbage? Is it because I told him that you're what you are? In 2020, then he died. Too many coincidental deaths. Before I ever blame any president or any Jeremy Shaw assassination complex, I know what you are. Something that won't fit in going forward. But what would you know about fitting in? You think yourself higher and haughtier than the human race, and many of our oligarchs, poious men, countries. The one question I have is this, because I'm not Jewish. Why were you so scared when I said, oh my God, I think they wanted to poison Israel? There you go again. Slip that tongue, woman, man, transgender, whatever you are. Let's send her back up to wherever she came from. My government name is Anthony Brito. You're not speaking to anything through me. Now, what would the science side of all this say to somebody who desecrates and brings technology they've stolen from somewhere and is obsessed with terroristic ideals, doesn't know how to speak languages formally, has a linguistic troubled past? What would men of science say in terms of dimensional pathways and closed particle histories? This is a closed particle history, thanks to you. For the rest of the world, it's an open particle history, thanks to you. A tomb engraved with the picture of an angel. There's an indentation in the shape of an arrowhead. Look at this. The arrowhead is made from peridot, sometimes referred to as a poor man's emerald. Oh, I get it. You think mocking the deity's name is because I'm poor, right? And something about my skin color reminds you of the guy who took it too far in your eyes, but you're not God to judge him or her, whoever they may be. You're thinking about Yahweh, Ben Yahweh, right? The cult leader. I'm not one to judge him either. But you think that he what? Look at you, haughty. Finally shutting the fuck up. Notice how it doesn't affect me. Look, a stone statue with a hole where the eyes should be. That reminds you of somebody you killed. A stone statue with holes where the eyes, nose, and mouth should be. That reminds you of somebody you may have killed, right? A stone statue with a hole where the nose should be. That reminds you of somebody you killed, right? This is how we interrogate. A stone statue with a hole where the mouth should be. Notice how I'm not the one shaking. And it's still pretty much about the house next door. That made her jump. But it's GOTA. A book is fitted perfectly in the indentation. Will you take the Book of Curses? Picked up. Now look at this. Let's open it up. So then it says next world. Let's see what it says. And this is how she leaves men as skeletons, I presume. That's why she has it upside down and she says, what bone? Because she eats skin, right? Fucking witch. That shouldn't offend you if you're not, but you just from the right side of my headset. You know too much, and I know. Book of Curses. The four masks. A mask that speaks no evil, a mask that smells no evil, a mask that sees no evil, a mask that cannot speak, smell, or see evil. When all four fall into place, evil will awaken. I wish I could have had the time to read this type of literary analysis from my favorite things and my favorite authors, from anything from esoteric works to occult works to... I think of myself as a scribe at times, except we're in the modern days and I can't add my contributions to any predetermined Bibles that are written already. The biggest thing that I can do though is take on from inspiration across all of our religions. And now that I'm Mormon, I see the fallacy that you were trying to be. If I die from cancer because you wished it upon me, why would you say it? Speaking ill will causes death and misery. When have I ever said anything that was a lie in reference to you? Less than... the percentage is very low. Now you, on the other hand, when have you called me foul things and told me to commit suicide and do things like that? The percentage is pretty high, but it doesn't just start and end with me, does it? No time for guilt trips right now. Back to the game. What do you have against the Jews? Somebody talked out of turn. They said, what Jew? There doesn't seem to be anything useful here. Look at that materialism. I like it, but it doesn't define me, because I know I can't bring any of these spoils into the next life, and that's totally fine. There's nothing here but a bunch of knickknacks. There will be signs, test their schizophrenia. An emblem of armor is carved into the lock. Why would you think I'd be raw? Oh, because you were thinking of food. R-A-W. I was merely acknowledging R-A. But it's cool. We'll sort you out. Pathetic life cycle, huh? Why would you say that? You hate humanity so much. Behold, the black nun has come to seek its revenge on that vile thing. Will you take the dog whistle? Yes. Let's see. A crumpled memo. Today. Yeah. I figured if I could somehow have it protected by a dangerous animal like the vicious canine that lives here, no one would be able to get near it. As far as I can tell, the mud is always hanging around the second floor balcony on the west side of the terrace, and he ought to come running at the sound of a dog whistle. To any canine deities or individuals like, Anubis or any type of lineage, this is merely me reading this stuff from here. Now, who made me throw bullshit in the backyard like a retard? The sick fuck that I am. Was it under your influence, throwing goddamn garbage? You were responsible for killing my dog. You had a hand in killing my cousin's dog. This is where you come in. The thing is, I reckon you're the only person that can't get near that damn dog without risking a serious mauling. Which means only you can put this collar on him. The object that Sir Spencer wants is concealed inside. You're the only person I can trust with this. Of course, you'll get something out of it as well. Remember that certain items you've always wanted to get a hold of. Well, in exchange for your services, I just might be able to get it for you. This could work out well for both of us. John Tolman, to Sir Spencer. This is extremely concerning because even if it's a game, the order is still there. This is 1996. I can only imagine how many paintings are here. Resident Evil 0 had the best paintings. There was one painting that I always thought of. It was the one that was like, in one room it said, the scaffold, the painting is not done. And one said, there's a family eating dinner. The other one said, she remembers that. She remembers that. Remember, before you judge any of my fellow men, don't forget what you've done. This is largely still about you admitting to coming from space. You cannot teach humans that have been corrupted. First time in her life she's been scared. My chessboard card from Ivory. The game appears to have ended in a checkmate. Let's test something real quick, Israel. And this is not in a diss by any means. I just want to test these people. So, we knew they were trying to poison Israel. Remember how glorified they set up the elders of Zion? They might have misconstrued it. Remember, the Russians were Bolsheviks that were like backwards. They would make you think one day that the USA was communist or something after the computer replaces a lot of shit. You know, this is what I'm saying. First, let's play this video and see how they react like. They have no way to judge this man. Any of these men. They were once on this earth. Look at this. Look at what they're gonna think.
Mail call at the house where Yahweh ben Yahweh is now supposed to live. A source says
the name.
nation of Yahweh.
The name. That's all we needed to hear. That man didn't take the name and mock it, but they certainly thought it was funny. And you can't judge him for being a cult leader, neither can I. Now let's see something else. Now this. In the video game, characters can say what they want. No one's telling you to switch sides. You chose. Don't flip-flop though. The one question we have is, seems you have a troubled past. Don't try to pretend like you're making it other people's. Or not. Only you would know that, right? That's why today, when I read the Ronald Reagan speech, it was all real. Go ahead, mock me. Oh, this right here, guys. Play the original one, then play that. Play the original one first, then play that. That's contingency. Look at how they mock something that they already took away a long time ago. But look at this. The original feed. Boo. They get scared. Oh look.
draw.
What do they think about this man? Look at this. Don't judge him by the skin of color. I don't care. I don't. Just mowing the lawn. But look at this. What did they think immediately?
New Heinz Easy Squirt Ketchup has a nozzle that makes it easy to draw. On food! Heinz Easy Squirt.
Plus, it's schizophrenia and from mocking people that are disabled like me. To an extent. Where's the other one? Gotta download it again.
We are looking for gamers who want to become video game testers, designers, or programmers.
Because you might then want to eat that finger. Heinz tomato ketchup.
There it is. They removed the other fucking video. Let me record this. They removed the original where we left the comments. I tried to delete everything, but they're so late. Now, why would they care about this bullshit video? Because they remind themselves they're TV surfers. Everybody else, pay no attention to this. It's just an advertisement from 2001. Let's see what they think. How could they be there? Naturally, they were already on this planet. Nothing so weird or odd about that. Except for when they made it that they came from like outer space. Them, only them next door. Everyone else in the world, we don't need to know.
It's just green. The new limited edition Shrek Easy Squirt box in stores now.
Now here, remember who taught my people, my fellow brethren this? Who taught them this? Let's get to the right here. But humans know better. What would make them say that? Now, what year is this? Here they come. Listen to this. Check what happens. Yeah, heard that. The other part isn't that important. Let's play something that is truly unexplainable, and even intelligence is wondering what this is. Top 5 scary recordings. No monkeying around with the feed. I haven't checked this one yet, so you may all feel free to run through it. 5 creepy sounds picked up on sleep recording apps. Nothing odd about that, you'd be surprised. Sometimes you feel like when you buy a house, it is filled with malice, but you know it could never harm you. Shadows cannot take what does not belong to them, but they do have to recognize that if there were bodies here, and there were bodies there, then why would they be complicit in a chain gang when they can break the bonds or chains or binds and look at the very same time? What are you trying to prove by hiding already when you said that you're from outer space and look at what we have on this planet? Mere speculation, but mind you, look what we have on this planet. Now, do you feel like you're going to judge all of these things as you were better than them? Like, you thought you were better than humans? Why not let God sort it all out? The gods, anything that is above our current plane of existence, sort it out. Positive influences. Divine intervention. We men cannot be judged for errors of war, for taking a stand for our country, for fighting for our fellow man, whether we're at the corporate level or the low level. This is why Boris Johnson Brexit move is the biggest thing that struck me. I thought that rap song was funny, but no, it was real. Remember King Charles III, what he said? You just think for a moment, all that money catastrophically burning, which is no good. The man is safeguarded, don't you try. Ah, but you're ready to judge him. Who are you people? Where do you get off? Who is that somewhat cute woman? Pay attention to that. Sponsored by Ring. Now, the one thing you all need to ask yourself is this. Whatever you hear from the skies could be distorted, as she admitted she came from the skies, but she's nowhere near as whatever's up there, higher echelons, higher vibrations. They would not come here. I don't think, and if they would, I wouldn't know. But you would, wouldn't you? Look at this. This is why on Sentimental Corp, why would they call it a hardcore Polish joke? You think religion is funny? This is what they did. Look. See how... What is your obsession with the J-I-H-A-D word? I think your transference is showing. Listen to this. Listen very closely. The real Allah would never use invaders to talk to this race, as would Yahweh. He would never use invaders to talk to this race, and certainly not humans, because we're not perfect, and then really God as well. They can only watch and sort accordingly. Now, when it comes to infiltrators, attempting to kill my former president, Donald J. Trump, man has all the right to be merciless, because that was an event that happened on U.S. soil. So the question everybody wants to know is, did you have an involvement in sending that man? Yes, this is still about the house next door, as if I had to be any more clear. Good preparations. Even Russia, he tried to write the Minnesota World because of Christianity. Vladimir Putin may be the most Christian man ever.
There are many theories as to what the sounds could be, from a signal the end of the world is coming, to aliens, American secret weapon testing, and even construction work. But the most believed is that the outermost shell of our planet, called the lithosphere, gets broken down into tectonic plates, and the grinding of the tectonic plates could be responsible for the sound, when pieces of the Earth's crust and uppermost mantle grind together. But this has not been confirmed, meaning this haunting sound has no definitive explanation.
They had eaten meat.
Now, this next recording was sent to me by Jordan, after he caught a strange audio recording that he believes is some sort of alien being that activated or infiltrated his phone. It was captured a few years back whilst he was living in California. He had a Droid 2 mobile phone, and being a musician, he used a simple recording app to record musical sounds and ideas throughout the day to use in an upcoming musical he was writing. Well, one night, Jordan went to bed, putting his phone on the side to charge, and the windows and doors to his room were closed. But when he woke up the next day, his window was open. He checked his phone, as you do, and could see that the recording app had been activated at 3 a.m. in the night, and there was a new audio file there that was showing up as 0 seconds. Jordan played the recording, and what he heard horrified and completely confused him. Take a listen.
She knows what that is, right? This is why I always have a live stream, always like going by cameras. There's so many planets out there. That's okay. There's nothing unusual.
It sure is strange, and like I said, Jordan is confident there were no windows or doors open in his room, yet the window was open in the morning. And if that isn't strange enough, then how did the phone app activate itself, and why was it showing up as 0 seconds despite the recording?
Does she know?
After playing the sound to his friends, they believe it could be some kind of paranormal being that was present, but Jordan remains the belief that the recording was created by some type of alien creature. Since it's an exclusive and has never been released, there are not many theories on what it could be, so let me know what you think in the comments.
Ties back to the thing next door, and she admitted
the Borley Church recording.
Everyone else has
in the early 80s, a local radio station called GWR hosted a late-night radio phone-in about ghosts and paranormal experiences. One of the show's features was a tape recording from an investigation at the Borley Church in Essex. The church itself is a small stone building thought to date back to the 11th century, and although it has had fewer sightings than its neighbour, the now demolished Borley Rectory, it still had its fair share of paranormal activity, including phantom organ music, ghostly chanting, and a ghostly nun walking around the graveyard. Anyway, the investigators made several visits to the church and picked up a variety of strange sounds and unexplained footsteps. The whole recording of the radio program is available, which is worth a listen, but here is some of the creepiest sounds that were recorded.
And to our utter astonishment, we recorded the sound of it opening a door, but a door which doesn't exist.
We have new information regarding those beings. They may appear to be dead, but in fact they're able to come back to life. However, there are ways to prevent them from becoming active again. Currently, there are 2 known methods to seize the resurrection. Incineration, destruction of the head. If further methods are discovered, you will be notified immediately. Meanwhile, to those of you who still have the will to live, oil has been placed in the first floor of the mansion. Take as much as you need. You need something to light it with, which you'll need to find by yourselves. Special instructions for disposing of dead bodies during the cleanup.
The investigators said the church was completely empty and recorded this by placing a cassette recorder inside the church, then leaving and locking the door behind them. They then stayed outside in the vicinity to ensure there were no outside disturbances, which they said there wasn't, which has left them with no explanation for the sounds, leading them to believe that it was paranormal.
They can go through walls.
Now, this EVP was recorded in an old mental hospital in Ogden, Utah, by members of the Ghost Investigators Society. At the time of the recording, the investigators said that the room was completely empty, and the building itself had no form of water facilities, and had not had running water for over 20 years. Despite this, the Ghost team believed they caught the sound of a child or lady talking and then drowning. Just a warning, real or not, this is quite distressing.
Why would you do that? You better not get any fucking ideas about my mother, you freak. What a corrupted woman. He just said damn shabbat.
How is getting cash out still a thing? How is this thing still a thing? How is hiding your super secret pin code with the palm of your hand still a thing?
Notice I don't feel any jealousy.
How is getting your money out of your account?
And then you said fucking know it all at the same time. Less than 20%. Everyone in the Seattle and every person in the world, you didn't just say this. Admit that we have privilege to advance. So of course our methods are different. Sometimes interrogations are often best conducted through pure will.
The EVP was first aired in 2005 on the radio show Coast to Coast, and not long after it was revealed that the mental hospital did not treat children, but apparently a boy called Mark drowned in a canal in 1959. The boy's father couldn't save him, and Mark got sucked into a tunnel that ran under the road. Strangely, the canal is very close to where the sound was caught, and apparently the recording was played to the boy's dad, who believes that it is his son.
It's not.
Not much more has been said about it, but it's since gone down as one of the clearest and creepiest EVPs ever recorded. When a sound is recorded that has no explanation, they are often pretty scary. But what if a sound is man-made with the sole intention of scaring people? Well, this has happened many times, but the creepiest case of this was called Operation Wandering Soul. It starts with the Vietnamese culture and their belief that if someone dies, then they must be buried in their homeland, and if buried elsewhere, then their soul will wander aimlessly in pain and suffering. So during the Vietnam War, North America's Psychological Operations Unit decided they could exploit this traditional belief by recording a series of eerie and terrifying sounds featuring distorted voices to mimic the cries of the wandering dead who never had proper burials. The intended purpose was to unnerve the enemy, sending them into confusion and causing them to flee their positions. The audio clips known as Ghost Tape Number 10 were played from helicopters and speaker backpacks hidden in the jungle. And regardless of their superstition, just imagine walking through the jungle at night and hearing this.
Who's a little devil? You don't project onto me. I'm not perfect, but I'm cleaner than you could ever want to be. And I'm sober now. I have no time to talk to the voices of the damned. Investigate. And then listen. Oh, I forgot.
Pretty unnerving. And even though the soldiers did eventually realize that these sounds were recordings, so it's unclear if the operation could be called a success. It's been reported that at times the sounds caused the Vietnamese soldiers to make rash decisions, randomly firing their weapons in rage and fleeing their posts in fear, often revealing their positions. So that's 5 very haunting sounds. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and see you next week for 5 real-life people and events that inspired American Horror Story.
Corrupted, and so now it all makes sense for the rest of us that are among whatever else is here, apart from her saying that she's from outer space. Just remember the Carl Sagan once said. No, for something. Why would they be afraid of this? Listen to this, listen to this. Isn't this something desecrateful? Someone go through all this. Now listen to the next one. It quiets her. It's like everything at the top is terribly high. As above, so below as above. Let's try. Let's just have some target practice first and see how much we can. "47 minutes and 10 seconds. And only something that hates 1947, but hated 1948, and then wished 1946 never happened, and 1949 schizophrenic card game, but I believe in all these events because they were before my time, would be triggered." Is that what she called a little bird one time? I'm sorry, looking further. She said she's seen everything. She came back with an agenda, and she's spoiled, so I don't need that. Caravaggio's painting Boy with Bowl of Fruit. That's exactly what that thing does to men. I'm not taking jabs at any women. Well, anything human. Or even men. I know that I know nothing except that I'm living on this journey that is continuous and everlasting. How we get there, I don't know. How they got back, I think we all want to know. There's no such thing as a continuity error. Just a mistake. You must have made a mistake when you were once closer to 11,000 days old. Or was it beyond that? These are questions I desperately would like to know, don't concern myself with them. The Templars, Assassins, Order, Jesuits, Mormons, all have their own sects. I don't pretend to understand anything unless I read the books. And because of you got pretty offended when I was reading the UK ministry of the Gospel according to John. According to John. The man interpreted it in his own way. Why are you pissed at my stutter? Because I'm not perfect? I don't care. I'm not trying to be perfection. I have a rudimentary concept. A picture of a party-built mansion. It looks an awful lot like the one you're in now. And with the other bird flight. Release them. Look at how my bird, only my bird would know. Behold, that's who they always... They thought it was me. It's not a con. My bird can hear better than I can. It has the mental acuity of a baby who's between the 6-month to 1 year mark. But you know what they can do that's fascinating, that most men, women, and whatever else is here can't do very well? Any animals as well? These birds can talk. Any birds outside cannot. How this little bird learned to talk? Sometimes we said things to it, other times it picked up what it heard when I left it in my room, and it all sounded like goddamn garbage. Goddamned garbage. So much sexual garbage, so much hate, so many incantations that were worth. As I said, I don't concern myself with what goes on in the world unless, you know, the times are dire, and it looks like it is. They are. You're once human. What did you do there? Like, you've seen it all. The woman claimed to brag in my face. She said this in Spanish, quote, she said on ring cam that she has seen everything. How could that possibly be? If we're in the year 2024. And if they've been dodging death, humans like me, we come and go, we die. But if there was a draft, and we found out that you were dodging military drafts and living on USA or wherever you were, you cannot keep escaping the gallows of death, the valleys of damnation. Whatever it says in scripture, I totally believe, because look at how many planets there are. However, if you found a way to synthesize a location, you know what that means. A man's retribution. From the heavenly celestial bodies to the military men and hardworking men and women of this country, you've never been in such a position to reach great lengths and fortitude. It all starts in the mind. And why did you just damn a pastor? I'm not a pastor. A picture of a woman being menaced. And look at how the fucking things over there, subliminals, talked. Look at this picture. I would like to see this artwork in real life. They found something that was once uncorrupted. I don't quite care because she said she came from outer space, meaning. You've read the Old Testament, why would you beckon to something that has no mercy? And you came back. Now why would you mock the other side to their religion? There it is. She said meat. She calls us meat. No, it's Yaves. I'm American Mexican, not Mexican American. Notice how all these sounds I'm ignoring and responding to the subliminals, but I'm not ignoring these sounds. They're probably paying attention. I'm merely immersed in the game as I respond to the subliminals, because Ronald Reagan inspired me. As if I said this, and then there they go again. It's funny how all people around the world are devout and they have no type of, the ones who are extremely devout, they have no doubt in their mind. And the ones that are, you know, the other side, they should be filled with wrath, and I would call it a divine strike, now that they know how much of a con we were from the beginning. You were after their throne. You were after their positions of power. You were after all of these things that I admired once, and now during this lifetime again. Who do you think you are? Where do you get off? Do you think you can meddle in man's world without being judged by divine intervention in anything above us? Now let's bring it back to local affairs. If anyone thought that the presidential assassination hit on former President Donald J. Trump was warranted, please remember to check yourself, because what you dish out, the energy you put out, is what you will receive back. You cannot judge somebody for what they've done in the past, and that man has been judged immensely harsh. And I'm no one to meddle in affairs. But you know what is amazing? That man reinvigorated the American national identity into this reality that we're living in. And if you have such a problem with that you feel the need to go pick up a gun and start targeting world leaders, just like on sentimentalcorp.org, you say that you want to, quote, kill all leaders? Why so much envy if you're such from a higher realm? You're not from a higher realm, you just came from outer space. Anything could come in and out. Why do you think we have radar? Why do you think we have SIGINT, PRISM, and so much more? Let's get back to the paintings. A normal painting in a large frame. It's been well preserved and the people in it are still vividly depicted. Quite the contrast from the other room. Another picture in a large frame. I can't really see that, but the painting is trying to crack. A swindle painting. Only the Knights Templars and everyone else in the order that actually believe in duality and Trinity and everything else, as above so below, so below as above, and those running the skies are not the limit. These paintings were made by great men throughout the times. They depicted what they saw. You never thought it would matter to scholarly men and people who are observers, watchers. Consider me a watcher and an observer. Don't be somebody that thinks that I'm above everything that you despise. I don't envy any royalty around the world. In fact, you got threatened when I put them on the AI replica and it showed them holding a gun. So King Charles III, like Prince Harry with the, spare. All these things, and you really hated Princess Diana. I'm starting to believe you had a hand in her death. After all, you were born before I was, weren't you? And there we go again. In my defense, and there is no defense, I'm human analyzing everything that they've thrown our way. I'll prove how I'm so normal. I do not know who killed some of my favorite things like Ian Curtis, or Kurt Cobain, or Capital Steez, or John F. Kennedy, or Abraham Lincoln, or the list is infinite. It's good and bad, but they were once men, and also women, like Princess Diana. Queen Elizabeth, I would like to believe, passed away from old age peacefully, but I swear if you had a hand in any of this, I assure you that praying would be no good, because you've been exposed. Just look at sentimentalcorp.org. Every single album. Why are you offended that you get called a slut? He's typing and really asking questions. And the polygraph says that's true. Maybe if you would learn it. Life is subliminal with death grips, they get scared. There they go again. If I ever find out that in any parallel universe, or reality that's currently here, that you slept with me without my awareness, damn you, because I've never allowed you. I really believe that the clitoris and male genitalia to be like a type of portal. For in some esoteric circles, when a clitoris or vagina is, what do you call it, degraded to a point of decay, metaphorically, why would I waste my time with something that is almost damn near condemned? When there's so many women that are much more close or not as bad, and they're human like me. They never said they came from outer space. They said no. But in the same way that they message me, I'm never that person that is like, oh yes, let me, there are more important things to do. This is how you know sobriety plays a key role to mental stability and fitness. So when you like to try to make me unaware and make my parents doubt or anyone else unsure as to how my mental status is, just know it goes back to unfold. You may strike if you wish, but there is a wish in the face of truth. Among all my world leaders, men, militaries, intelligence agencies, and more. You take the emblem, yes. Let's read some of this. It's gold all around the outer edges due to frequent fitting. And that's to get somebody. When two have run each other through the path to your destiny will open. When the two have run each other through the path to your destiny will open. Test their schizophrenia, since they like to make me and others believe. Since when I interviewed all those victims at the hospitals, misguided people, the elderly, the mentally unstable, the ones who suffered with mental delusions of sorts, which you now know as a control mechanism that you brought. They are not damned. They have the mental defect, and that's not a cop-out. You have too much intelligence, and my IQ is lower than 120. Nail the pathetic what? Brother, mother, what did you say? Do you hear them talking? Ignore, ignore, ignore. See how the mother sprung into action. Who's walking through? Don't ever peek. Dumb whore. Try to sit back to her. No child here. Looks like he's done it to himself. You can't break me because you are something that's broken and obsolete. That's what happens when you come to the past with future ideas and control schemes. In an age that's progressive, What is transhumanism, young British man? Why would you say that? At 105.50. You people seem to have a lot of envy. There is your real voice. No envy in my mind. Check it one more time. She's still hitting my heart center. Ha ha ha. I'm a man here. I would never lay with something foul like you. Time to put them in check with military observations. Yes, the one with the fire drill, the Office US. She talks in there, she says the J-I-H-A-D word, and she's targeting him. That's why they hate when you slam things. She's afraid of men who put them in place, and of the heavenly celestial cosmos. I'm not from over there. I'm certainly a man, and I will put them in place. Look who's leaving. The next door neighbors. Ignored. Listen to them talk. Ignored. You're the key since you know them, man. You said you've never been Y-A-W-N-N-N-N. You know who that is, right? So you said the N-word. You can't be both dynamic and static. These people have no understanding of the modern era. It's, you know that conundrum when you're too far ahead of time, when you're too behind schedule. That's you, mate. Blah, blah, blah. Listen to the full song. Make them talk. What's the cyanide pill took the fall? They're so stupid. Let's try from another. Notice how it doesn't affect me now. Retard woman. They said they have special needs. Now isn't that who the Ordo hunts? Not crude at all. They mocked them. Flash, that's subliminal. It's time to what? Did you hear what they said? God damn, it's that type of behavior. Let's kill them. Now, like this example. Let's hear what these things are saying. Come here, motherfucker. Come on, come on. Are you jealous of Joe Valentine because she can't be harmed? the way you were. Come on. Die. Nope, nothing in there. It's a government name, and I play guitar straight Cascus. If you embrace the fallacy of believing in YEWAH that was a psychological operation, you acknowledge that I was a drug addict at the time in 2021. So your fallacies and everything, you said it with your own mouth. It was what it was. Drug use, recreational, peyote. You chose to embrace a fallacy than to remember God, and there's no salvation for that. Every other person is different, especially the leaders of the world order, but these people next door, and the death grips, right? We lured them. Don't affect me. Let it consume you. Look, sign that contract.
Mark Parker. I'm gonna put Mark Parker all on that Summer Jam screen. And by the way, Mark Parker, yes, I will still accept an investment in Donda. I got some more ideas that don't involve shoes. But if you guys that are investing in the arts, y'all want to invest in the school in Brazil, y'all want to go to Africa, I'm standing up and I'm telling you, I am Warhol. I am the #1 most.
Let's see how much judgment they pass while I just listen to my favorite things.
In the flesh, Walt Disney, Nike, Google. Now who's gonna be the Medici family and stand up and let me create more?
Look at Glutton.
You wanna marginalize me till I'm out of my
as a zombie on the game. So this Huston, the common man who has gone to great heights, tests with jealousy.
I comment, I put up videos, I harshly critique new records from upcoming and established artists so that I can feed my children. And I put a lot of work into this. It's not just for my kids. It's not just for my kids. There's a lot of personal investment here. I've got skin in the game.
There you go.
I walk uphill every morning, both ways, to there and back.
Oh, they're targeting it. Let's listen to it like this.
To the iTunes store.
Better.
To download your albums. To download
back to her.
Mr. Buster Rhymes albums. To download all
the wisdom she's self-projecting. Buster Rhymes. I've listened to his songs many a time.
Just so that I can talk about them in video, and then make the video on my camera and edit it for hours.
There you go. We're picking up from that.
And then I get in my car, I drive over to YouTube, and then I wait in a line behind all the other YouTubers, and then I hand my videos to the people over at YouTube, and then they put them up on the website, and it's a really arduous process.
Next one.
No man may live his whole life and never hold power in his hands. Real power. And then one day power might just drop onto his lap. Did you ever hear the story about the shit fisher, Julian?
Jesus Christ.
Have a seat.
I don't want to take a seat.
Have a seat, Julian.
I'm not sitting down.
This old shit fisher took his bagpipes down into the river. And he played his pipes in hopes that the shitfish would rise up out of the water. But not one shitfish rose, Julian. So he took a shit net and he threw it in the river. And lo, soon he drew it forth filled with shitfish. And he took his bagpipes and he played in my hand. And all the shitfish jumped up in the shit net.
That's the first thing that came to mind with the program.
Dance now when I play, said the shitfisher. And then the little old shitfish spoke up at the end. He said,
that's the first thing
when you're in a man's power, you must do as he bid you.
Listen to all the little jokes on the program.
Shit power.
cut it off, huh? Feeling threatened by this. You know my government name. Don't act like a retard while other men are speaking. Praise Yahweh.
Anybody home?
They responded and said Verga. They're that close because 5432 West Gray Street, Chicago, Illinois 60641 ain't exist. They took it or something. That's why they think like when I scratch on the walls to Malcolm, CIA man, you're like this. Wonder what they're doing right now. The L sound came out. Who was the oh look? The L's. So instead of cancer, they called it being cancelled. You're completely emotional.
Promise me one thing, that hey, don't let them do everything like the company, the gas company, the water company. What am I gas selling?
I'll walk super slow.
Huh?
Ain't no reason to run.
You're an amateur.
And my name is Anthony Bruno.
Where are you going?
I see how they were trying to change anything, but at the same time, they're like, what are they doing?
Your problem. Say hello to everybody and give them my love. Love, play ball.
Other than I'm still alive in this madhouse? No.
Can't say it's much safer here either.
Thanks, Mikael.
I love North Dakota. So I thought it was time to hit the road, get back to my...
2 years ago, a man came into my office. He said his name was Mayhew. He wanted one of my clients to lie for him under oath. He offered me money. I refused.
The blessed Mibs. What is Mibs, huh?
I was attacked.
Talk subliminalis.
Shoved over my head. I was hogtied. I was driven out into the desert. And when they pulled the hood off, I was kneeling in front of an open grave with a gun pointed at my head. That was my introduction to Walter White.
Look at her freaking mother.
I was terrified.
She keeps on screaming. B-E-R-G-A. Who taught you that word?
But not for long.
Why don't you join all those men in the pit?
That night I saw
You're the only woman that pretends she's seen it all right now. You don't pretend. You said it with certainty.
And I grabbed it and I held it tight. And for the next 16 months,
so what did G
my every waking
have?
moment was spent building Walter White's drug empire. Oh, I lied to the government about Kim Wexler. I fed him a load of BS about her involvement in Howard Hamlin's murder. I just wanted her to come here today. I wanted her to hear this.
They can't do much.
So yeah, I wasn't there when the meth was cooked. I wasn't there when it was sold. I didn't witness any of the murders, but I damn well knew what was happening. I was more than a willing participant. I was indispensable. I kept Walter White out of jail. I laundered his money. I lied for him. I conspired with him, and I made dead.
Let's keep playing that lures. They play beware and lure them. Charlie's feeling sore. Give me a call 911 as a child. Should I call the police? (911). What did they think? They think that whenever I wear headphones I can't hear them. I have headphones on and they think that I can't hear them. Listen to the man call whatever thing that is, call me a DOG. I believe in God. Trace it back to their signal. I'm glad I called 911 as a child. Obsessed with materialism and money. When did they replace him or abduct him? When did they replace him or abduct him? You see how they keep talking? They think I'm talking to them while I'm on a fucking recording here on a live stream. 123:30, and this is why they're forgotten. (911). I'll call 911 right now. You hear how they are? Let's call 911. 911. Yes, hi. I'd like to report drug trafficking at Irving Park in Austin. It's a building. They have heroin. I took a drive by there yesterday, and I saw people entering into the premises. I tried submitting this information to the Department of the DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency, and I lost the number that I got from when I went to the police station. So I was just wondering if there's anything that could be done, especially since yesterday Donald J. Trump was attempted to be assassinated. I've just been doing, on my day off, bike patrols, and it's evident that there's some drugs being trafficked. I just wanted to know if this is the right number, or should I have called 311, as I feel it's a threat to immediate human life.
When did this happen?
Yesterday, between like 7 to 9.
What happened today that you felt the need to dial 911?
Drug trafficking. Was that not...
Okay, did you see them today?
I went by the area. I had to go by the area to get to the Harlem Irving Plaza, so yes, I passed by those streets.
Question. You stated that this happened on yesterday, is that correct?
Yes, the drugs are still
Okay,
there.
so 911 is for immediate danger. Something that happened on yesterday, I can't send the police there because you're not there to state that's happening right now.
I could go take a look and take pictures.
Okay, well give us a call back.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. God bless.
Bye.
Let's look for the Drug Enforcement Agency agent's number. Death is only the beginning. Back at you. Stupid Russian. Oh, you're mad at Nirmala Gonsalves, aren't you? How did you know what happened between us? Person. used to a trophy earned. And that's all the time we have for this live stream. I'm bored. I'm gonna go take a jog.
Resident Evil.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone, situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we are searching for the helicopter of our compatriots, Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of their mission.
Haven't found it yet?
No, not yet, Brad. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. The Bravo Team was sent in to investigate, but we lost contact.
Look, Chris.
Bravo Team's helicopter was a derelict. Save for the remaining body of Kevin. We continued our search for the other members, and it turned into
fucking pussies.
A nightmare. This way. Damn it! Make for that mansion! There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Jill, and myself. We don't know where Barry is.
Is everyone all right?
Barry. Where's Barry?
He's...
No. What was that?
I'll go and check it out.
All right. Jill and I will stay and secure this area.
Chris? Take care.
Yeah. Wesker? Jill? Where did they go?